Hi guys, this is Grainne Walsh here. I'm a boxer for Team Ireland and I'm aiming to get to next year's Olympics. I'm delighted to be involved this year with your school, and it's a massive thank you to all the staff and the pupils of the Good Shepherd National School in Churchtown. Thanks very much for having me involved in this year's active week. I know it's a really different circumstances and everything this year, but we can have a lot of fun as well. Usually you'd be in school doing active week, but this year you can have loads of different varieties of sport, and you can get your families and everyone involved at home as well. So I'm just going to run through a quick boxing workout, little kind of boxing circuit that we'd sometimes do when we're training as well. There's 10 different exercises and they're going to be 30 seconds each. So we're going to do 10 exercises, 30 seconds each, so that's 5 minutes of a circuit. And depending on how hard or how easy you find it, you can do maybe 2 or 3 circuits with taking a couple of rests in between, making sure you're drinking lots of water, because obviously the nice weather, it's really hot and everyone's going to be really thirsty. So I'm going to start off with the first exercise is going to be skipping. If you don't have a skipping rope, there's no issue, you can just pretend. So if you don't have a skipping rope at home, you can just pretend you have a skipping rope, hop along on your feet, winding your arms as if you have one. And if you do have one, all the better. Mine's a bit tangled up here now, 1 second. So, if you do have a skipping rope, what you're doing is you're getting your mum or your dad or whoever's at home, you can get your brothers and sisters involved. The first exercise is skipping. So you're just going to start off nice and light. You can just hop along on the toes. If that's too easy, you can kick out your feet. You can maybe do a few crisscrosses if you can. So you're going to do that for a full 30 seconds. If that's too hard on the pace, you can just do little jumps in between and slow it down. So that's the first one for skipping. So it's going to be 30 seconds, and after the 30 seconds you can take like maybe 10 seconds of a rest just to get your breath back, and you can go again. Exercise number 2 is going to be with a tennis ball. Again, if you don't have a tennis ball and you have a football or something like that, you can do the same thing with a football, or else you can just pretend that you have a ball and do similar kind of exercise. So again, it's going to be 30 seconds. So you're going to start off, you're going to bounce the ball, and in boxing you're always going to have your hands up at your face to guard yourself, because obviously it's a contact sport, you're trying to hit each other, but at the moment we're just going to get into the habit of keeping our hands up. So with this one, it's an exercise for hand-eye coordination and your footwork. So like I said, if you don't have a tennis ball, it's absolutely fine. You can use a football, normal ball, and just bounce it. But whatever hand you're using, make sure your other hand is up protecting your face. And then if you don't have a ball, you can just move around pretending to bounce the ball, or you can even throw a few light punches, a bit of shadow boxing, just to get the movements in, because that's something that we always do when we're training with the Irish team as well. The number 3 on the list, so this is also an exercise for upper body and lower body. So we're going to go opposite arm, opposite foot. It's punches and it's steps. So you're going to punch, punch, punch. You can do any types of punches you want, just moving your feet in opposite directions as well. So when you throw your right hand, your left foot is going to be thrown, and opposite, opposite, opposite. Again, 30 seconds. I'll do it from the side as well so you can see. So it's opposite hand, opposite foot. So that's a tiring one now. If you're getting a little bit tired, that's completely understandable. Just take a little rest, have a drink of water, and get yourself going again. The next one, number 4, is a tough one on the legs. So you're going to start off back here. You're going to have your hands on your head, crouch down, and you're going to walk forward. Okay? And if that's too easy, you go back to the start. You can hop and throw some punches, and then you can turn around, throw punches. So for 30 seconds, that's going to be really hard on your legs. So when the 30 seconds is up, or if you can only get to 20 seconds, that's absolutely fine as well. You just shake out your legs, get your breath back, and you'll be ready to go for the 5th exercise. So, exercise number 5, again with a tennis ball. This is to give your legs a rest, but work the upper body. So against a wall, you have your tennis ball. You're going to throw with your right hand, catch with your left hand. Throw with your left, catch with your right. It's just so you're keeping your eye on the ball And when you throw the ball, try and keep your hands always up, because that's what the help is for boxing, and that's what the exercises that we do in Dublin as well. If you don't have a ball, again, you can just move along, pretend to throw, move along, different things if you don't have the equipment. You can use a football either, you can throw with 2 hands, move over, catch with 1, similar things like that. And now we're going to move on to number 6, so we're halfway through. So number 6 is, we're going to squat down, stand up, punch. Squat down, stand up, punch. So you're going to keep going like that for 30 seconds. If that's too easy and you want to increase the intensity, you can bring your legs into it as well. So you can squat, punch and kick. Squat, punch and kick. Squat, punch and kick. Keep doing that for 30 seconds. So it depends on how hard or how easier you're finding the exercises. That's number 6. Number 7, like the other one where we did the punching with the opposite arm, this time instead of doing the punching, we're going to touch our toes. So you're going to have to bend down a little bit more, moving your feet and touching your toes. Opposite hand, opposite foot. And I'll do it from the side again to show you a better angle. Opposite arm, opposite foot. So that's a tough one as well on the legs, especially on your glutes and your hamstrings. So these are all really good exercises for us. We all use them when we're training as well. So it's something that you guys can do at home to kind of copy our training and see what we do on a daily basis. So the next one is, if you have some equipment in your house, you can literally use, I'm using a boxing glove and a bottle of water. You can use a jumper, or you can use a cup, whatever you want. So put one on the ground here, and I'll put one there. Put a bit wider over here. So what you're going to do, you're going to stand in the middle, you're going to shuffle over, touch the ground, shuffle over, and you're not going to go big long steps. You're going to try and keep your legs close together. Get down, touch down, squat down, and instead of going bending down like that, try and bring your legs down, if that makes sense. So that's really good for footwork, and that's stuff that we'd always do in Dublin as well, to quicken up our feet, because when you're in the ring, you need to be quick on your feet to get away from opponents. So we're nearly there. We've only 2 more exercises. Number 9 is, and I said before, these are all 30-second exercises. So number 9 is, we're going to punch really fast for 30 seconds, but we're going to bring our knees up slightly as well. So we're going to go like this, and punch as fast as you can and keep your feet moving for 30 seconds, right? So that's a really good one to quicken up your hand speed. And our last one is a little bit for your core, as well as being boxing specific as well. So what you're going to do is, into a push-up position, we're not going to do push-ups, into a push-up position, punch forward, punch forward, punch forward, and you're keeping your core nice and tight when you're in that position. So I'll do it from the side as well. In your push-up position, don't have your back up really, or your bum really far down, punching forward. So you're going to do that for 30 seconds. So that's the end of the circuit, everyone. Now it is really tough, and it is only 5 minutes. So if you're finding it difficult, or if you're finding it too easy. So first of all, if you're finding it too difficult, just cut down the time. You can do 10 seconds on each exercise, and you can take more rest between each one. Make sure you're drinking loads of water between each one as well, because as I said, it is really warm. You need to be keeping hydrated. And if you're finding it too easy, if you're finding it too easy, then you can do 2 and 3 sets of the circuit. So it's completely up to you and your own fitness levels. And this is all about boxing, guys, obviously, because I'm a boxer, I'm trying to teach you, give you an insight into what we usually do. So that's the end of the circuit today, and I hope that Active Week goes really well, and I want to thank everyone again for letting me get involved. I'm really happy, and hopefully someday I could come and have a class with you, maybe in person, when all of this coronavirus and COVID-19 is finished. So thanks very much, guys, and hope you enjoy Active Week.